They're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
From Touchstone Pictures, first there was Jason, then there was Freddy. Now, terror has a new name. Ernest Scared Stupid, an all-new movie rated PG. Starts dropping October 11th at a theater near you.
How's it going, Vern? That's right. Today we're going to be watching a show that's a movie about some stuff, and it's Halloween, you know what I mean?
You know, I can't believe that you maligned Ernest by putting him on our bad movie podcast. Why do you hate Ernest, Boyks?
Look, sometimes they got bad movies, you know what I mean? And sometimes they got good movies, you know what I mean? And this right here, Vern, that's one of them movies.
But boy, I love a good scrap. And milk. Not Miak.
And Miak. I love Miak.
I might too. It's like a yogurt thing. It seems alright. Hi, welcome to Rough Cuts. This episode, after suffering through Wolf Guy, Enraged Lycanthrope, you decided that you should bring up a movie that I've never seen, that I maybe should have been a child of the 90s. Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah, so Ernest Worrell, Ernest P. Worrell is his full name.
Of course, yeah. You don't malign the man by misusing his name.
It's a very interesting character because famously a character done by Jim Varney. But it was for an advertising campaign in a very localized region of
somewhere in the Midwest, it was Ohio or Nebraska. Or,
it was Texas and Kentucky to begin with. And then he worked for a advertising firm doing advertisements, and sometimes he would do 26 different locations on the same day, just changing the advertisement location, like whatever city they're in or whatever product it is, and the exact same setup with the exact same commercial.
Yep, with the same voices and characters. Yeah,
we're talking like local automotive sales. And
come down to Crazy Eddie's. We've got crazy deals.
And he became popular.
Look at all my cars.
Yeah, he became popular in those areas, but they were showing the commercials enough where he got a TV show actually in the 80s, and then started making movies. I think the first one was called Dr. Otto and the something riddle of whatever. But it's a really weird situation of advertising character moving to a larger stage.
Sure.
It'd be like having a Kool-Aid Man movie.
Yeah, absolutely. As a quick aside, hi, our podcast is Rough Cuts. It's about good boys and bad movies. This is my co-host, Boyks. All right, we can continue.
And that's Ilyon.
I think I introduced myself, but I could be wrong.
Oh, you did? Well, I don't know.
Maybe I did. I don't remember.
And that's Ernest P. Worrell. And that's
the character of Ernest P. Worrell. I believe that Jim Varney, I need to look this up again, but I'd heard at one point that he was actually, he had been a classically trained actor.
I think so, yeah.
My understanding was, he worked in advertisement, but he had done a lot of acting and stuff and was doing, normal acting, not like Ernest isn't, but he had been doing more traditional characters and stuff, but then he just decided to kind of be this weird stand-up comic-y slapstick character for, kids and weirdos, and...
Well, I'm a weirdo, so it works, yeah.
We are maligning him by saying how bad his movies are, because I was shocked, I tell you. You were like, well, we should watch Ernest Scared Stupid. I went, well, we can't watch Ernest Scared Stupid. All the Ernest movies are pretty well regarded. Not super well, but well enough that they probably shouldn't be on our podcast, was my thought. I'm like, they've got to be 60%-ish on Rotten Tomatoes, maybe 70 for the ones that people consider better or whatever. No, they're 10%.
They're really low. Yeah.
They're really low. People hated these.
It's wild because I love the Ernest movie.
Watching this, because I haven't seen this one, I didn't quite know what to expect. I had seen Ernest Saves Christmas, whatever the Christmas one is called. I'm like, Saves Christmas is probably what it's called. But
It's where
Christmas
Ernest has to
movie.
break Santa out of jail. That's the movie.
All I remember him is him like pulling lights off of a wall, and it was just ripping the drywall out, and he was just totally not paying attention to it while he was like holding a punch bowl. I remember like little bits and snippets of things like that, but I remembered it being like, yeah, I liked that movie. It was fine, and I didn't know what to really expect from this with it being so low rated and everything, and man, people are fucked. It's not great, but it's fine.
I would say this is even better than most of the movies we watch.
No question. I'm considering it on like, oh god, I'm rating the movie. Fuck.
We can't go that far yet. Yeah, wait a minute.
If you look at an average movie though, I feel like this is for me like a very average Halloween movie. Like not a rough cuts average Halloween movie. Just a average Halloween movie. Like if you got a Halloween movie for kids, you watch this and be like, yeah, that's fine. It's a Halloween movie. Like, what's the problem? There were jokes that I legitimately laughed out loud about. Legitimately. Not like, oh god, like, oh, this sucks so bad that I can't do anything but laugh. But like, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Like, hey, listen, there's only so many times that you can watch a dog grab a like gear shift, put it in reverse, and floor it to double tap run over a troll with a truck. It's really before good. It's just really fucking funny.
Yeah, it's so really good. Man.
There's a few moments that are like actually laugh out loud, like slapstick comedy.
This movie blurs the line a little bit about what is okay in a kids movie too, because it has decent horror elements and gore. There's gore.
I was shocked when they had that.
Yeah.
It's brief. It's very brief, and it's non-human gore, but it's gore. Like,
and it's definitely graphic for what it is.
I mean, I just want to expand on that because we find out the trolls are weak to milk, and this is quite okay. Sure. So there's trolls and there's milk, and the trolls don't like the milk, and it melts them. But they show like the melted skeleton of like the like ribs sticking out and like flesh sloughing off, and like there's a big puddle of blood underneath it, and you're like, holy shit! It's only for like like 2 seconds, and then they just kind of move on, and it's the rest of that scene is pretty goofy, but also it's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of slapstick, but then you also have like hitting people with a car. And decapitating them, or at least attempting to decapitate them with an axe, like like they're the bourgeoisie, and down with them because they're rich. And you know what? We should go. Hey, do you have that guillotine?
Somewhere, and it might be in my treehouse in the woods.
Yeah.
God, the treehouse is good. We should discuss the movie.
Yeah, we should talk about it. So the reason we're watching this is because it's Halloween month. Yeah, it's October. And this is one of my favorite Halloween movies as a kid. They used to play it all the time in my school around this time. They would wheel out the cart and be like, look, I know this is a science class and you should be learning things, but also I don't give a fuck. Here's some candy and go watch Ernest Scared Stupid for 2 days. And like, okay, this rules. This is great, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, to anybody that says this isn't really a dog movie and it's not really a bad movie, shut up. I'm out having a smoke break. Watch it on this bad CRT and this black stand, you fucking ignorant fuck. Just enjoy it. I'm taking a break.
Look,
this is the rough
I don't have anything
equivalent
planned for these 2 days of lessons. All right, we're gonna watch Ernest Scared Stupid, and you're gonna like it, and it's gonna be way better than Fantasia.
Hell yeah.
Or Andromeda Strain. God, that movie's fucking boring.
I haven't seen Andromeda Strain, but okay.
Yeah.
I don't endorse the slagging
if you're a
on other films that's happening.
If you're
here,
a 7-year-old watching fucking
okay, 7 years old watching Andromeda Strain sounds like a chore.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Yes.
No. So you get Ernest Scared Stupid, you get some candy, you're like, sit down, we're gonna do some Halloween shit, and you're like, hell fucking yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I'm so in for this movie.
Yeah, so
And it's good.
It's got the feel, man. It's got the spooky.
It does. It's
Yeah.
carried a lot by Jim Varney just leaning in really, really hard. And also by some of the other actors who we'll mention when they come up. But yeah, it's got heart in a way that... Because, like, it's a dumb comedy, right? Like, it's a dumb kids comedy, so it kind of...
It's a dumb kids comedy from an advertising icon.
Yeah,
But it doesn't feel like that.
No, the way that you immediately, like, for me, the first thing that I thought of, because, of course, we watched it pretty recently, is the Happy Madison stuff, all the Adam Sandler garbage, Animal, like, that kind of dumb comedy. And it's in the same vein, but it's not where Adam Sandler's stuff is, like, mean and bigoted and, like, it's just kind of cruel to everyone. Do you know what I mean? And, like, really just lowbrow.
Like, it's always punching down. Yeah.
It's always punching down. And to everybody. Like, it just hates everybody and everything. They're cynical and nasty. This one, it doesn't hate Ernest. Like, Ernest is not hated in this movie at all. Like, he's an honest person that people like. He's a bit of a dummy, but people like him because he's still, like, he means well and he tries his best. And, like, people like him because of that. And he's really charming and good with people. And, like, so it has this heart to it that none of those movies have, right? Like, it's not mean to anybody. It's not sitting there. It's not... There's a couple of unfortunate, like, costumes for Halloween, which was just, like, that's kind of the 90s.
Yeah.
Beyond that, like, it's not... There's no fart jokes. There's no poop jokes. It's not like... It's not like trying to do gross out stuff. It's not trying to do anything bigoted. Like, there's no homophobia. There's no, like, weird racism. There's, like, none of that stuff is in this. It's just kind of like...
I think the word for it is that it feels very... timeless.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
It's a timeless Halloween movie because it's not centered around any specific, like, issue like that would come up and be kind of awkward.
Yeah,
there's a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, no, this movie plays in the same way. Like, it kind of... Well, it also just treads in, like, universal stuff for kids, right? Like, they go to school, they go out on Halloween. Like, it feels, like you said, it feels very timeless in that way. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. I'm excited about how nice this movie is in comparison to what I thought it might be for dumb comedy.
One other thing to point out is a lot of Jim Varney's humor is very slapstick, but it's also very Abbott and Costello, I would say.
Yes. Yeah.
Like Abbott and Costello meet, the Wolfman or whatever. It's very much that type of slapstick humor, and that's another reason why I think it's very timeless. Because the jokes don't need to be of, like, a man hitting his hand on a piece of metal is always going to be funny in some way. It's
always kind of funny.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Played properly, it's always pretty good. Like watching the troll run over scene, just to go back to that.
Yeah.
When they show the troll run over scene, they do the right thing and, like, so the troll's trying to pull them towards them, so they're like, all right, put it in reverse. So they speed the truck towards the troll. And instead of doing the troll looking at the truck and going, oh, and then, like, cutting away, they cut to the side and they show, like, a dummy get, like, fucking plastered by this truck, which is hilarious because it's just, like... It's just donk, and then suddenly there's just only truck and no troll.
Yeah, the dog changes the gear to go forward again.
Yes.
Like, oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Get him. Yeah, no, like, there's something really funny about watching, like, a really, really high speed, like, doink kind of, right? Like, you could basically put a clink sound over it, and it would be really good. So it's that kind of stuff. It's also...
Yeah.
When he tells, like, when he's not doing slapstick, his jokes are often puns, which are, and, like, that kind of thing. And so, like, again, kind of timeless. Like, there's no of the day humor. There's no punching down. It's just like him misinterpreting things, like, you know, some kid's like, oh, that eradicates them. And he's like, yeah, it kills them too. Like, it's that stuff, right? Like,
just,
anyway.
goofy stuff.
It's very goofy.
Yeah. But, okay, so the movie starts with a girl telling a story to her class, a spooky horror story about the local town that they're living in. And there was a girl running away from a troll, but the villagers caught it in a tiny net and then wrapped it up into a ball of net stuff. And then Jim Varney, Ernest P. Worrell's... Ernest P. Worrell's ancestor.
Yes.
Is the one who runs the town, and he's the smartest guy there. And he's like, all right, we're going to bury the troll, and then we're going to keep it buried underneath this oak tree, which will magically seal it, as long as nobody ever comes along and breaks the curse ever, which will never happen.
Yeah. And the troll at the same time says, like, I curse you, Worrells, to get dumber kind of thing, and one of your seed will let me free. Which, yeah, okay.
Sure.
Very obvious setup, yep.
Yep, and then one of the kids in the class is like, nuh-uh, that's bull. That's all made up bull. And she's like, it's not bull. I read it in a book once.
It's in a book. You can't lie in books. Oh, God.
Which is a good joke. That's another, like I'm saying, a timeless joke. Like, nuh-uh,
yes.
I read it. It's real.
Yeah, it captures kids. Like, that's kids. No, it's real. I did research. It says it in the book.
Yeah. So then we find Ernest, who is the garbage man of town, and also local inventor guy.
Yes.
So that checks off a box on our dog movie.
We also have a good boy bingo.
Yeah, and he has a dog called Rimshot, who is a Jack Russell Terrier. And Rimshot is adorable and perfect.
Rimshot is also his safety officer for his latest experiment, which is what he's doing right now.
Yeah, so he's made some sort of like mop street cleaner thing that like dumps a bunch of mops into garbage like cans of water or something. I don't know what he's doing with this.
Some kind of high-speed cleaning is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, he's doing some goofy thing, but it ends up like knocking him into the garbage truck, and then he gets compressed into the trash.
Yeah, he's doing they do the trash compactor thing from like Star Wars, basically. Like, they kind of, that's one that's maybe not as timeless a little bit, because that feels like an obvious homage where he's like got like a big steel thing and he's like trying to stop it and different things like that. And
yeah, it's like a Spaceball scene or something is almost what it feels like.
There's a really great moment in here that I just have to say, like, because he kind of just, I'm sure this is all ad-libbed, like he's just in there grabbing trash and like trying to stop the walls, and he grabs this little doll and he starts being like, one of us has to die here, like, we gotta stop the gears. And it's like, no, but I have a family in the doll factory. And he's like, sorry, you're gonna have to go. And it's like, I'll get my revenge, I'm coming for you, Ernest. And he's like shoving it in the gears. Like, it's just really, really good. Yeah. Like,
and Ernest is like, oh, you have a family? I'll write him a card. You have to die.
It's really good. Like, I did, that was the first moment where I was like, okay, if this is what the movie is, I'm in, because I legitimately laughed quite hard at that. I think that was probably the biggest laugh for me, which was a bit of a disappointment with those at the beginning, but it was so good. Yeah. Just the way that he delivers it is fantastic.
So, the mayor sends Ernest off, or the sheriff, one of them, off to the Hackmore lady's house to go get all of her garbage out of her front lawn. And he goes over, and it's all like metal sculptures that she's been welding, because that's her thing, is she welds things. She's really good at welding, I guess.
She is, yeah.
She
like,
does
she's
cool
got all
art.
kinds of weird, it's kind of trash, but it's also kind of set up as sculptures. Like, it's like recycled art, yeah.
And Ms. Hackmore, God, who plays her again? It's
Eartha motherfucking Kitt, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the other actress I was going to mention.
She's really good.
She's really, really, really good. She's Eartha Kitt. She's fucking Eartha Kitt.
She's sort of the stand-in for like the mystical voodoo lady of the movie, which
Yeah,
but she's not
but
like,
they don't really like he says at one point right at the beginning, he says like, "Oh, this almost looks like voodoo," but then they never mention that again.
they never
and
really
she's not
go on. She's just sort of like has books about stories and monsters. She seems more like a monster hunter / metal sculpture creator.
Yeah, she's just the eccentric old lady. Like they don't go as much into the magical bullshit on it. It's a little bit, but it's not. It doesn't go into it too hard.
Yeah, but she kicks Ernest out with a flamethrower.
Yes. She's like, "This isn't garbage. This is my art. Get the fuck out."
Yep.
Torch your goddamn face. She leans into her role so hard.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
We cut to our main group of kids, which is 2 boys and a girl that are working on a haunted house that they built out of like plywood in the middle of the field somewhere.
Yeah.
And the bullies from the class show up and they just destroy their haunted house. Like, just fuck it up.
Yeah, they grab it from the sides and like rip the front off and push it all over, and yeah.
Yep, so the kids go to Ernest. They're like, wow, those bullies destroyed our haunted house. Now we have nowhere to hang out during Halloween. And Ernest, while jacking up a car, I think the whole time, or something. I remember that was a different
truck.
scene. But
it was a truck. No, I think that you're right. I'm pretty sure that you're...
Yeah,
it's exactly the scene because he's talking about the high ground the whole time.
Yep, you have to
like, no, we need to have the high ground.
So Ernest does this thing in his movies, the character, where he has like multiple personalities of different people in his family. I think they're supposed to be, because if you look up the Wikipedia, they all have the same last name of Ernest.
Okay,
so
they're all
like,
Worrells. Sure.
Yeah, so it's like Ottoman Worrell and Granny Worrell and his sister Worrell, and it's weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And he just kind of quick jumps between all these characters saying things that don't really match anything and have no real cohesion.
Yeah,
and
they're
not
being like
funny.
drag. No, these ones are not good.
I don't really get them. This is the 5th Ernest movie, by the way, so he's had time,
but they're not.
Yeah,
good.
He's had time to like work on these, and it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not that they're like super offensive in a way. Although the Ottoman one is not good.
That one's not good. Yeah.
Like in general, though, it's not like he's not like making jokes about those characters. Like he dresses in drag, but it's not like he's making jokes about like, oh, like I'm a woman now. Like it's nothing like that. It's more just that they're very other weird Worrell characters. Like it's like they're other Ernests.
Yeah.
But why? Like it just doesn't need to be there. It's just it feels very weird and extraneous. And
I wouldn't even say it's as bad as like the Nutty Professor or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, it's just very like we thought it would be funny, so let's do it, and that's as far as they got. Yeah.
And it's not funny. Like that's the thing. It's just it's not that it's offensive necessarily. Although, like again, there's the one Ottoman one, but
yeah,
it just doesn't do anything. It just doesn't go anywhere. It's weird nonsense that he yells out like a bunch of ad-libbed. I'm sure they're ad-libbed lines that just
they definitely are ad-libbed because there's no anything to them. They don't make any sense.
They're just non sequiturs. Yeah. Like he just yells out a bunch of things that he thinks that these characters would say, and then everybody looks at him weird, and he goes, "Yeah, let's build a treehouse."
Yeah. So they go in the woods to go look for a tree, and he can't find a good tree. He's like, "Oh, this one's got too much bass. This one's got too much treble. Oh, this one's good," but then it falls over.
It has too much junk in the trunk, you know.
Yeah. And then
the bark is on the bark grows on the outside of trees, not the inside of trees. He says
you know a good tree because it has bark on the outside. Oh,
yeah, that's a good tree.
And then they find the spookiest fucking tree you could ever find.
Yes, they go into like this fog-laden forest,
and fog and swamp.
Oh, it's perfect. And all the kids are like, "What the?"
Yeah, they start walking in. He's like, "Oh, I mean, there were no poison ivy in here. It's not bad, and it doesn't even have like what did he say? He said something about, like, it doesn't have Dutch elm blight, and none of us
Yes!
are Dutch, so we don't have to worry about that, you know?
Yes, that was another good joke, actually. Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. Yeah.
We're not gonna get it. I don't think that's how that. Okay, yeah,
Whatever.
sure. Yeah.
But within about an hour in movie time, they build the coolest fucking treehouse ever.
It is so good. This treehouse fucking
yeah.
slaps.
It's got, like, reinforcements and a moat and, like, a car front and, like, man, it's got everything. It's got a fridge. It's got catapults and some kid made a fucking
They have an
drone.
ice maker. They show they have an ice maker later. They have like, they make like these catapults and slingshots and all kinds of weapons on the battlements of this tree. It's really good.
Yep. So Ernest leaves and the bullies show up at the tree to tear it down like they did the last place they built. But the kids have catapults that shoot cat food and cannons and drones and...
Which is pretty gross, yeah.
Yeah, and they scare the bullies off. So Ernest shows back up. And I think... what's her name? Hackmore.
Yeah, that's why he left.
Lady shows up,
right?
yeah.
I think
because...
that was why he left, is because she shows up and she goes, "Oh my god, why did you pick, of all the trees in the world, why would you pick this one, you fucking
moron.
Idiot, you moron."
Oh, because he goes with her to try and explain why they had the tree, and she explains the myth to him off screen.
Yes.
And when he comes back, he's like, okay, I'm done talking with Hackmore, the treehouse is fine, and she told me about this troll myth. Troll myth, which will only happen on the day before Halloween. And the kids are like today?
Which is today.
And if,
and it will only happen if a Worrell descendant puts their hands on this tree, like this. Puts his hands on the tree.
And then says these words, "Oh, Satan, come back to be troll. You will rise from your grave," which will never happen.
What would have to happen for something like that to happen? The thing I just did.
It's such a good joke. I fucking love it. It's so dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he just goes through all of the steps that she tells him that this is like the one thing that you absolutely can never ever do. Yeah.
Yep. And he does it exactly like that. Which causes lightning to show up and a bunch of spooky shit to happen. And the kids are like, we're going to go home.
Yeah, it's really late, actually.
This
sucks.
sucks.
Get him in trouble.
Yep. And that awakens the troll from underneath the tree. So as Ernest is there with Rimshot, and they're about to leave, the troll shows up and attacks Ernest in the treehouse. But he knocks over a box full of random assorted liquids, which definitely don't have milk in them. And that scares the troll away.
Yeah.
Yep. So then it hard cuts to the kids that are running away from the tree, and they just suddenly stop. They're like, we're probably far enough away. We'll go this way. You go home. So one of the kids breaks off the other direction.
Let's split up. You're alone. Anyways, the camera's going to follow you, and nothing bad will happen to you.
Yep. So it follows the kid who has glasses, and he falls down.
Yeah, the nerd inventor.
He falls down a little muddy crevice, and he tries to climb up, but he doesn't realize that he can get better footing like 2 inches further to the left of the camera.
Well, he lost his glasses. The poor little nerd.
What is he, Velma? What is this shit?
My glasses. And then Ernest's voice comes down and he goes, "Hey, grab my hand. I'll pull you up." And he goes, "Oh, thanks, Ernest," and grabs his hand. And it's the troll.
And the troll does something really cool. When he catches the kid, he turns him into a wooden figure.
Yeah, he turns them into wooden dolls.
Which is cool. That's scary as shit to a kid. Like, that's cool as hell.
I get... Yeah, I mean, I haven't been 8 in a while, so I don't know, but it's interesting anyways. Like, I like that they didn't just do, like, zombies or vampires or a ghost or something.
They joke about those, though.
Yeah, no, they do that as a joke, where, like, Eartha Kitt's character, I'm only just gonna call her that.
Okay. Hackmore was
Hackmore,
the
yeah,
character's name,
Old Lady Hackmore. Old Lady Hackmore goes, "Oh my god, of all the things he had to raise, it had to be a troll. Couldn't be something easy like a vampire or a werewolf.
Like,
all you have to do is
garlic
garlic or
silver
some
bullet.
shit with
It's
them.
fucking
This
easy."
is fucking hard shit." Anyways, but they decided to make their own lore, right? Like they actually go all the way
it's
into
like
this
Fey
whole
lore, and it's deep. It's a story I haven't heard before.
Yeah,
It's
like that's the
interesting.
fun thing about it is that it's totally a unique thing, and yeah, it's kind of dumb in some ways, but also all of those stories are kind of dumb in some ways. Why do vampires not like garlic? Who gives a shit? It's just weird legend stuff. So I mean, this troll needs to get 5 real human dolls. That doesn't sound good. To put into his tree.
Sure. Sure.
And then when he does
I think you
that,
can just
then
order
he'll-
those online. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know about that though. It's the 90s. It's hard. It's really hard to get online. I mean, dude, you gotta find like a BBS, and then
it's
like
a
you
pain
gotta
in the
make
ass,
sure
yeah.
that Mom, get off the phone. I need to order a real doll off the
Plus
BBS.
the shipping. God, the shipping.
God, the shipping
Yeah.
so much back then. Yeah.
No, Fuck.
But there's a poem about
Yeah.
they do a poem thing where they eventually look in a storybook too, where it says like, oh, when he gets 5 souls or something, then his
He'll
soldiers
awaken his
will
children,
rise.
his soldiers,
something
An
like
army
that.
will take over the world or something.
Yeah.
Sure.
And when he puts this real doll into his tree, these pods open. They're disgusting.
It's like a gross, boogery Brussels sprout from the tree.
And it
Yeah.
also has, like they do mention that they look like Brussels sprouts later, and they do. But the part that's really gross about them, like I can actually see this being a problem for some people, is that there are like these little worm slug tendril things that like crawl in and out of holes on them. Like it's gross. That part's
made
actually
some-
pretty
They
nasty.
made some super gross looking props. The troll looks gross as hell, too.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets even worse later. The troll looks even worse as it gets like further and further to the end of the film.
He's like a really badly designed Funko Pop. So like a Funko Pop. And
It's a Funko Pop with a lot of
giant
boogers.
head. Yes,
And a
he's
big
a
head,
really,
yeah.
really big head with like a lot of boogers coming out of it. He's got
Yeah.
double noses,
Yep.
which is a hell of a choice. Got to get extra boogers.
So Ernest runs away from the treehouse yelling about trolls to the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And he stops at the mayor's house. He's like, "Mayor, there's trolls outside." And the mayor's like, "Ernest, go the fuck away."
Please.
The
go
hell are
away.
you talking about now?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. So Ernest decides to become the hero because Rimshot gave him the courage to go take on the troll. So he does the one thing he knows how to do. Grab a megaphone and run down the street yelling about trolls to everybody sees.
Yeah, Halloween afternoon, he's just running through the streets downtown of the city going, "Trolls! Trolls! Trolls!" on a megaphone. And everybody's just like, fuck is Ernest
Yep.
doing now?
And he eventually meets up with the Tulip brothers, who run a store that sells used cars, surplus ammunition. It's like whatever.
Canned army surplus food, bear spray, like
Whatever,
they've got
yeah.
some collections of cool knives, multi-tools. It's one of those stores where it is just literally, these are like, they're very set up as like a P.T. Barnum kind of, like they'll do anything to make a buck. Yeah.
Yep, and they end up selling Ernest like $1,500 of random crap that has just been rebranded as troll stuff.
Yes.
Like troll spray, troll bear traps, troll
slingshots.
Yeah, troll food at 50 pounds for like a 2-pound bag.
Yeah, he's got this tiny little envelope, and he's like, 50 pounds of troll food, and you're like,
I don't know about that one.
okay, yeah, uh-huh.
They're just fleecing him for every penny he's got. to deal with these trolls, and it's great. It's so good. And one of the brothers does a rim shot on drums the whole time as they're making jokes.
Yes, as they're making... Yeah, because weren't they filming like a...
They were filming a commercial.
Yeah, they were doing a little commercial when he comes in, and the one brother goes on the drums and does rim shots for everything that he's saying, which is great.
It's a good little character moment. I love that. Like, yes, these two rule.
Yeah, these are some good little characters that they've got here, too.
Yep. So, Ernest arms himself to deal with the trolls. And he sets up a troll trap, which is a dumpster called a troll motel that he's painted all over saying, troll vacancy. Come on in, trolls. It's free. You can sit here and watch cable.
Who wouldn't want to do that? A troll is of course going to go in there. A troll's never seen cable. Imagine a troll watching cable. It'll for sure go in the dumpster. It's got this whole line of logic.
With like a little stick just holding it up so it falls down and...
It says inside, like, free kids for trolls and stuff.
Yeah, Look at this dumpster. You can just... It's yours, troll. Get in there. And he sets up an alarm so if anything falls in, he'll know he's got the troll.
Yeah, and I feel like some of these things work because, again, of how hard they lean in on it. Because it's not like a dumpster with a single sign on it done really cheaply. Like, it's like a fully painted dumpster with, like, all these signs and stuff on it. Like, it's a whole ass prop, and he really leans in on it. Like, no. Like, I'll put cable in there, and the troll's gonna be like, whoa, cable, and like, there's free kids. Like, how can he? He can't resist it. Like,
I mean, they have a color TV. How do you pass on a color TV? Yeah,
color CRT TV. It's got 480 pixels.
There might even be AC in there. You don't know. It's a motel. Who knows? It's so good. And then he also sets up a bear trap, which is like bigger than human sized.
Dinosaur bear trap, yeah.
Dinosaur bear trap. And he's like trying to pull it open with his arms, and he stands on one side while pushing on the other. And Rimshot is holding a big stick to set it.
Yes.
And then as it gets worse and worse, of like more and more dangerous, Rimshot's like, you know what? I'm not getting involved with this shit. Yeah.
Rimshot very smartly rubs his little doggy paws and washes his hands clean of this shit. There is an amazing shot of... Rimshot is just this little cute Jack Russell Terrier, and he's in like a Halloween costume at this point, holding this big stick, and he's like, no, Rimshot, hurry! Because he's stretched, fully extended in the air, holding the springs. And he's like, come on, Rimshot, hurry! And Rimshot gives him this amazing side eye. Like, they managed to get this incredible shot of this dog just looking like, holy shit, I don't want none of that. Like, this dog is so obviously, like, put off by whatever they have on the side. And it's like, no. And it just slowly backs away. Like, they managed to get this dog to back away slowly with this incredible side eye look. And it's
They got a dog that can act. They got a dog that can act.
Yes, yeah, I like this movie. There's a lot to like.
So, Ernest then goes to the grocery store to pick up some snacks for fighting the troll. Because you can't fight a troll without snacks, right? Like,
Yeah, he's got to get some sugar.
Yep. And the troll sneaks into the grocery store behind him, and he's doing some... Like, the guy behind the counter sees the troll, but he can't articulate... So they do some weird joke about Ernest trying to do a charades thing with this guy.
Yeah.
Until he pulls a shotgun on him. He's like, whoa, you take charades seriously, my dude. Like, calm down. And some milk ends up falling on the floor, scaring the troll away. Coincidentally. It's just milk. Can't have anything to do with anything in the story.
Obviously not.
So as Ernest is leaving the grocery store, he gets in his truck. Him and Rimshot are driving down the street, and then the troll attacks.
Uh-huh.
I really like this scene.
I really,
this is what we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Yes, this is the one that we've already kind of described of the dog. Just it's good because before that, the troll jumps on the windshield and is attacking them. And he does things. He tries to spray it through the windshield at first. He's like, "Oh God, I get the troll spray," and tries to spray it. And you were like, "There's a fucking windshield, dummy." But
yeah, he was like stabbing the roof of the car too.
oh yeah, it had a big sword, and it's
With
like
a big
stabbing the roof of the
sword.
car. And he locks the door of the truck, and he's like, "What are you gonna do? Get in the truck?" And the troll just like rips the door off, and he's like, "Oh."
Oh, right.
And
yeah.
then he starts crawling away from the troll and having like this fight with it. And I was sitting there going like, okay, but like what's happening with the truck? Like it's still going like somebody's driving or something. And then it cuts to rim shot. You're like, no, don't worry, it's fine. And I'm like, what? Because you've seen this. Rim shot's just driving the truck, which yeah, okay. Like, all right, yeah, sure, why not?
Look, there ain't no law
very
that says a
good.
dog can't drive a truck.
There is no law. Yeah. There is
Right.
a law, though, that says a dog should not double tap roll over somebody with a truck multiple times.
Look, dog crimes they don't exist, and it's fine. All right.
They're also a tried and true staple of rough cuts, so congratulations. This is definitely a dog movie.
So yeah, Ernest and the troll have a fight on the bed of the truck, and Ernest ends up throwing like some rope at the troll, which knocks him off. But the rope gets caught on the knot at the end in the back of the truck. So the troll starts pulling the truck towards him, and then that's when we finally get the go in reverse and run over the dummy, and it's super good. It's super good.
So good. It's really, really good moment. It's really, really good. I love a good, like, dummy experiencing intense violence. Like, throwing dummies off of a cliff where they're just ragdolling and, like, getting hit by trucks. Shit like that's always funny as hell.
It's so good. So Ernest then goes back to Miss Hackmore's place to try and get some more information about how to fight the troll. And they're reading a book about it, because it's in a book. It has to be real.
It can't be a lie.
Yeah.
Books don't lie.
And the book's like, in order to kill a troll, just simply hit it with some M-I blank K. Huh.
Yeah, that one's rubbed out. Mick. Do you know anybody
Mick?
named
like
Mick?
M-I-H-K? Yeah. Or C-K? Yeah, Mick.
Yeah. I don't have any friends named Mick, so we can't do that.
No, that one's going to be tough. And then Ernest's like, Miak? Oh, Miak. It's Miak.
Oh, yeah. Bulgarian Miak. Yeah. Authentic Bulgarian Miak. There you go. Which,
Sure.
the best thing is that this would work because it's yogurt. And they show that the troll is, like, basically any dairy product is its weakness. So it's like a yogurt type product, so it would actually work. It's really good. But he goes to get some miak, and the troll goes to the high school. Well, I mean high school.
The Halloween party at the school.
The Halloween party at the school. It wouldn't be a high school, like elementary school, whatever.
Yeah.
Where they're having a big, like, costume party contest and stuff, and he can acquire the last of the children, because in the meantime,
already
he's
got
kind of been
4,
going around
yeah.
abducting kids,
Yeah. And turning them into wooden figures.
Wooden dolls to stick in his trunk. He needs the last of his real doll collection, and then
Stick in
he's
his
good.
evil tree, yeah. So he goes to the costume contest. One of the bullies, like, starts bullying him, and the troll's like, "You fucked up, kid." You
Yup.
fucked up.
Yeah, it was one of the bullies, yeah.
And he
What are
beats
you
that
supposed
kid
to
up.
be, nerd?
Yeah, he beats that kid up, turns him into a wooden doll. And then Ernest shows up, and Ernest is like, I got you now, troll. Bet you didn't think you'd find Miak at this time of year, but I'm resourceful.
Take this. And as he goes to unleash the miak, the troll, like, throws him through the gym.
A food stand, yeah.
And
at the
he
gym.
hits a food stand, which happens to have a soft serve ice cream thing in it, and that breaks. And, of course, all of the ice cream falls on Ernest, and the troll's like, well, gotta leave then, I guess. I've got my doll anyway. I'm gonna go back home.
Yeah, because he got the doll, but he also, as he hit Ernest across the gym.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Rimshot ran up and started fucking him up.
What a good boy.
What a good dog. Like, oh, man. What a good dog. But this was a bad idea.
As it turns out, yeah. You don't fight trolls with anything less than a truck.
Yeah, because after Ernest gets back out of the stand that he was thrown into, we find out that Rimshot also got turned into a wooden doll and is very dead.
And that's the last straw for Ernest. He's like,
Ernest
all right,
is like,
I'm going to
all right, motherfucker.
fuck this guy up. I kind of like that he's like, all right, you know what? I'm done. This was kind of a joke before, but now I'm fucking serious. Yep. And when he shows up, they all converge. They basically form a mob, all the townspeople too, because now they believe in trolls. And he drives his truck there, and it's just as the troll is putting his last doll in and completing his ritual, and Ernest drives his truck up. And he's just not fucking around anymore. He's like, all right, puts it in drive, floors it, and just boom, slams this troll like right through the fucking tree at high speed. He just destroys his truck, running this troll over into the tree. And it's like, all right, yeah, no, Ernest is done fucking around. Got it. Like, that was one of the things that again, just to kind of highlight the differences between like a lot of dumb comedies and what this does. He's dumb in a way, but he's not a full moron. Like, there's a lot of stuff that he does that's actually pretty smart. Like, he'll do some things that are really clever. When he does some inventions sometimes, it's like, oh, no, that's a clever thing to make. Like, him making the catapults for the kids and stuff. It's like, I wouldn't be able to make that. Like, he does make things and do stuff. Like, he's not just an idiot. He's just a very different person, right? Like, he's not so much an idiot as much as he's just kind of weird, and that makes it a lot more interesting. The troll
motel was pretty dumb, but
it's pretty dumb. But it's also like he just thinks in a different
way.
Like, he's just a creative. He's just a creative, different kind of thinker, and like some of those ideas are very dumb and don't work, but some of them aren't, and that's kind of what's nice about it is that he's not just a full idiot that, you know, everybody can look the other way on. Like, he is actually somewhat smart sometimes. Like, he'll talk about history of like Ottoman Empire and things. Like, he'll go into these tangents that make sense. Like, who picks up like Miak, right? Like, he has knowledge though, right? Like, he does. There are some things that he.
Are you saying you don't normally go to the store and pick up a jar of Miak? I don't.
Well, I wouldn't know what Miak was before this. Like, it's things, and I know that's done as him being stupid, but it's also shows that he's not just an idiot because somebody wouldn't know about that otherwise, right? Like, there's different things like that anyway, and I do kind of like that. And I wanted to say also, the thing that, for me, his comedy kind of reminds me of more of in the vein to kind of highlight some of the differences is, rather than like the Adam Sandler dumb comedy and things like that, all the gross out comedies, it's much more in line of something like Jim Carrey's more family oriented movies. And the way that he does that, it's like a Liar Liar or that kind of thing, where a lot of the humor is that Jim Varney can make a really funny face, just like Jim Carrey can make a really funny face. Yeah, exactly. He's got the same rubber face, and he tells jokes pretty good. So you just kind of lean on that. Like, he's just a really charismatic, kind of weird dude, and you just let him do his shit. And that's what these are. Like, it really struck me as how much he was a Jim Carrey kind of figure. Like, I could totally see Jim Carrey doing Ernest back in the day. Like, it feels like that.
So, once he got the 5th wooden doll into the tree, the gross sprouts on the tree grew even grosser.
Yes.
And then they start falling from the tree. So Ernest starts trying to catch them because he's like, oh, we can't let them hit the ground. That's how the trolls grow. I know that from the book that Miss Hackmore told me about. So I'm going to catch every single one of them. But there's like 100. And he gets very quickly overwhelmed.
Yeah. it devolves very quickly to where he's got like 5 in his arms, and then suddenly he has none in his arms, and then he has 5 in his arms again, and then he has none in his arms again. And it's like, you're not winning this battle, dude.
And then these trolls start popping up out of the ground through this gross membrane.
Well, you should also mention your favorite part of him trying to stop the trolls. Do you not remember the trash can?
I do. I was getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
Because they're coming out of the ground through the membranes, and then he's like, "Oh, we have to stop them." So he grabs a trash lid, and he's like, "Oh, I got this." And he just gets on top of one with the trash lid and starts pushing it back into the ground. He's like, "No, no, no!"
Just starts jumping on, like, "No, no,
get back down there."
I know how to stop this.
Yep. Which it pushes them off eventually. Anyway, so the rest of the mob, the town, shows up. The sheriff's car and all these other people. And they're still in their Halloween costumes, which I think is really funny. And all these trolls. I have to point out, by the way, the trolls that come out of the ground, each and every single one of them is individualized. They are different looking trolls, and you can tell which troll is which. And
they're all like these big rubber monsters. Like, they're really good. They look good.
Like, one of them has like a bunch of nails hammered into its face, and like one's like a biker troll and stuff. There's weird stuff going on. It's cool.
Yeah, they look good. I like the look of the trolls. They're weird. They're really weird.
But the mob shows up with guns, and they get quickly disarmed and overwhelmed, which I think is very funny. Because there's like trolls on like a bee guy's back, like as he's running around, and there are people getting dragged, and it's kind of horrific for like a kid's movie.
Yes. Yeah, but like you said, it takes a lot of the piss out of it when they have basically circus music playing over it, and also all of them, like you said, the one guy's like dressed in a bee costume as he's getting assaulted by this troll. Like, it's all just these weird costumed people getting beat up by these giant rubber monsters, and in some really ridiculous ways, they crucify Ronald McDonald.
They crucify Ronald McDonald to the tree. Yeah, they do.
They're nailing his clown shoes to the
They sure do.
Like this weird vignette.
It's really good. It's really good.
And then
one of them,
the gun.
one of them eats. Like, they take the guy's gun, the sheriff,
and the sheriff's like, "Oh my god, they've got a gun! Oh no!"
And then it empties the bullets and then eats them all. You're like, oh.
And then he's like, "Oh, okay, never mind, it's fine."
Yeah, and then one of the other trolls goes behind that troll and starts bashing his head with a bat, which causes the bullets to shoot from its mouth.
Yes.
And
then the sheriff's like, "Oh shit, never mind, it's bad again." He's like, "Oh shit, it's bad, they're armed." And then, "Oh no, it's not that bad, he just swallowed the bullet." "Oh shit, no, it's bad."
It's very Killer
like
Clowns
really good
from
roller
outer space,
coaster.
which I think is really funny. It's really funny. So the kids realize the milk thing before Ernest ever did.
Yes.
And
Or
now that
any
one
of
of
the
the bullies is
townspeople.
gone, now the other bully's like, well, guess we should not be jerks to everyone and get together as a group and kill these trolls, huh?
Yeah.
Yep, so they become responsible kids. And they take a bunch of milk from the store by stealing it on their bikes.
Hell yeah.
And they get some super soakers and fill them full of milk. They're like, let's go, fuckers. Dirty Harry style.
It's troll time.
So the kids show up and start shooting all the trolls with milk, which causes the gore scene that we were talking about.
Yep.
Like, it's really gory and gross. But they
Only for like one of them, because the rest of them
One
they
of
just kind of
them,
do this
yeah.
weird like shimmer effect
Fade
over them and
out.
they just disappear. Yeah.
I guess they didn't want to, like, put in more effort than they had to for that, but I don't know.
I'm sure it would be
Yeah.
expensive to. That prop
Keep
looked
doing
like
it,
it was
yeah.
a bit of work. So, I mean,
Yeah.
doing that over and over and over again, and especially like. You want a little bit of that gore to kind of give the edginess for the kids, but you don't want to keep doing it because that gets way too far. It would be too hard.
Yeah, but they bring back the weapons that they designed for the treehouse. So they use the cannon, the catapult, the drone, like
Yep.
all the stuff they set up earlier, which is great.
It's
They're set
almost
up and
like
paid
it
off.
has a plot that that follows through, that does all of the things, like everything that they showed earlier actually has a through line, and characters have things like growth, and it's a movie.
Weird.
It
It's like a
works.
movie.
It's
What the
like
hell
a
is
movie.
that? Yeah. But as all the trolls are getting destroyed one by one by the kids with super soakers full of milk, which now that I say that, that's a very weird sentence. The troll,
weird thing.
the main troll goes into the center of the tree and says like, "Make me more powerful," and he starts growing these like gross tendrils out of his ear and like spikes and claws that are super long, and it's fucking disgusting looking.
I was waiting for this. Yeah, he has earworms. It's really gross. Like they make, as weird and stupid as it's like a troll is the villain. Like what? Like a Halloween movie where it's a troll. They make the troll really gross. Like they make that troll kind of creepy.
So they kill all the trolls outside, and the people start celebrating, and Ernest is going off when like, "Yeah, I got them trolls, you know what I mean?" And they were down, and yeah, we got them all one by one. I did all the work, not the kids. And
old lady Hackett shows up, and she also or Hackmore, yeah. She also had, in the background of this, she had run back to her house and been like, "It's almost time. I need to get you all." And she grabbed a bunch of wooden dolls. And I mean, so it's pretty obvious, at least to me, what was happening. And she runs back. And when she gets there, she's like, no, it's not over. And there was a part of the book that they had read where it was like, oh, the troll can only be truly defeated by a member of the Worrell family. Like, the Worrell family will raise him up, but the Worrell family can also defeat him ultimately. And it's with the heart of a child. And they even made a joke where he was like, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna do human sacrifice?" He's like, "Well, only as a last resort." Like, he does like a. That was when he was doing the troll hotel.
Sacrifice a human if I didn't have to, but I mean, I would.
They were like, "Wait, are you really thinking about it?" And he's like, "Well, we'll do my troll hotel first, but I mean, if we have to get a little weird about it later, we'll get into that."
Yeah, look, if we have to sacrifice someone, I'll do it. But
I don't think they need you to rip the heart of a child out, dude. But it's a good joke. And so then she realized earlier too, because she's been going like, "What do you mean, like the heart of a child?" And then they show like this kid fighting with the mom, and the kid's like, "I'm sorry, Mom, I love you." And she's like, "Oh, that's the heart of a child. It's unconditional love." And Jim Varney, Ernest kind of overhears this. I don't know if he even overheard it. He might just realize it.
Yeah, it's because the Super Shredder troll shows up and takes one of the kids, like the main kid that wasn't already taken. Because all three of them were taken. We forgot to mention that the girl got taken in her bedroom at some point. So as that's happening and he tries to fight him with milk, the whole town is like, "Kill him! Kill that troll! Fucking murder him! Stab him in the guts with milk!" And like... And then Ernest is sitting there, but as thinking about it, and Hackmore, she's talking to the mayor, and she's like, "Murdering him with milk won't work. It was never the milk. It was always unconditional love, the heart of a child. Unconditional love, the heart of a child." And she keeps saying it. And then Ernest is like, "Unconditional love, the heart of a child."
But it feels almost like he doesn't overhear them. It's just that he realizes it on his own.
Yeah. It's almost like he came to that conclusion, but it was right after she said it, so it was confusing.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't think that it's confusing. I think that it's just set up so the audience knows. But, like, I like the idea of... This kind of plays into what I had said earlier, that Ernest isn't just an idiot.
Yeah.
Because it really feels like he comes to the same conclusion at the same time, because the troll goes, like, "I'm too strong for milk now," kind of thing. And he's like, huh... And he puts the milk down and he's sitting there thinking about it, and it's exactly as she's realizing it. And I think that it's just a shared realization that, like, wait a minute, I know what to do. And it's like, that's great. Like, he's not, again, he did solve the problem. And he opens his arms wide and gives it a kiss on its double booger nose.
"Come on, little guy, let's go."
Oh, he's just a little boy.
And they do like a bunch of dancing in a circle and hugging, and then he kisses him, and that kills the troll. Super dead. Which then releases all the children from the tree. And also, Ms. Hackmore brought those statues that she had, the dolls that she had. And those also revived, which were the children from the original spooky story at the beginning of the movie.
And she was a sister of
She's
one
her
of them.
sister, and they're from a different time, and now she has to teach them about the internet. And this is going to be real awkward.
Lots of weird trolls on there, too. Okay, listen, you've dodged one troll, now to dodge a lot of them. And these ones can't be beaten by milk or unconditional love, as it turns out.
Unfortunately. So all the kids come back, and then Ernest is sitting there sulking. Okay, he's like, well, there's nothing in that tree for me. But wait. It's Rimshot!
It's Rimshot.
In the truck, and Rimshot comes barking out and jumping on Ernest and licking his face, and it's a happy moment. And Ernest is going to give him so many pets and good dog food and treats, and then that's how the movie ends, I guess.
And then the end of the movie, yeah.
Yeah, it just ends with, all right, everybody got their cherished person or dog back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's all right. All the kids are safe. And I mean, it's a kid's Halloween movie. It's just...
Yeah, Halloween.
That's Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah, the only thing this movie's missing is, like, trick-or-treating, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't really have, like, trick-or-treating. It shows the cover. The thing that I was surprised about is the cover is him, like, popping out of a pumpkin, like a really, really big pumpkin. And they don't even show a single pumpkin in this movie, I don't think.
I don't remember one. Like, there's decorations of pumpkins. There's like those cardboard, like, people as pumpkins and skulls and
maybe
vampires.
there might
But
be
there's not a
cardboard
real
ones, but there's not like a
pumpkin.
real pumpkin anywhere in the film. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a minor thing. I'm just, it's not, there's a little bit of extra Halloweenness they could shove into this, but not much.
But I feel like it's injected with Halloween. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
There's a ton of Halloween in this movie, which is great. It fits the season super well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, I would not recommend this movie as something like, I wouldn't just tell a friend of mine, oh yeah, you should watch Ernest Scared Stupid, it's super fun. But if they were like, oh, I'm trying to like put together like a nostalgia Halloween party, or if they had like kids and they were looking for good Halloween movies, I would 100% recommend this.
Or if I was a middle school science teacher who wanted a day off.
Yep. If I was running a podcast and I was really, really tired of weird incest sex scenes in Japanese exploitation films and I just needed a good mouth cleanse, yeah, I might do something like Ernest Scared Stupid.
That's a very specific example, but...
Yeah, some of you might have podcasts like that. Who knows?
I don't think that one would come up very often. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
But we should probably rate the dogs, right?
Yes.
Rimshot is a Jack Russell Terrier, very much a wishbone type of dog. Loves to drive cars and do vehicular troll slaughter. Does not...
I was extremely worried when you started this because I didn't remember him having a dog, and I was like, oh, well, it's just going to be like a really minor thing. How are we going to tie this back to the podcast? But that dog is an integral part of the plot multiple times.
Yeah,
like,
that dog's
dog
a main
drives
character.
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's totally a character in these movies. I was surprised at how much of it's a character. Like, because it follows him in all of his adventures. It helps him out, like driving the truck even, all that kind of stuff. It
attacks the troll.
It attacks the troll. It does all kinds of things. Yeah. Like, it attacks the troll with a truck and then with its bare goddamn hands because it's willing to get in there. The one thing I will say, we did the good boy bingo, and I managed to get vehicular dog-aside because of it, with it running over the troll with the truck, and dog crime for it running over the troll with the truck. But it didn't get to doggone cop violence, and there was a cop dad. So I'm going to have to deduct half a mark for that.
Yeah, the trolls did cop violence, but
the trolls did
they're
cop
not
violence, but not
dogs.
the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So unfortunately, I'm going to have to just settle for like a solid like 12.5 out of 10 here.
I think Rimshot's like a good partner for Ernest too, because Ernest does like the silly things, and then Rimshot's like, "Oh, you're gonna get hurt. I'm not doing anything. I'm not having any part in this shit."
God,
all the time.
The
There's some
slow
good
back
acting.
away from the trap is still that's
They got
such a
the
great
dog
scene.
to act. That's so hard. That's so hard.
Yes.
I would give Rimshot a very good 13 out of 10. That is a good dog.
He's a very good dog.
The other dog is Ernest. Of course.
Ernest himself, obviously, yes.
Ernest is a very good bumbling dog that tries his best and sometimes does really well and other times not so good. But you know what? He's full of heart and he knows what he's doing. And
it's almost like his name means something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He's Ernest in some way, yeah. I don't know what you're saying, but that's his name. It's Ernest, yeah.
Yeah, his name is Ernest. I don't know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. I would give Ernest a not as high as Rimshot, like a 12. 12 out of 10.
I'd have to go with like, I'll do a 12. Rimshot's a half point above Ernest. That sounds like a great spot for me.
Yeah.
Nail that in there. Sadly, neither of us got a bingo on our bingo cards, but we got really close.
I was so close.
You were one away, yeah. I needed like a new school and like some doggone cop violence, and I'd have gotten one. But
I just needed Ernest to like move into town at the beginning of the movie, and it would have worked. That's all I needed, man.
On a 5x5 board, I did get like 8, so that's not bad. It was a pretty good dog movie.
Yeah, I got 10. It fits. It fits. For sure.
It very much, like I said, I was a little worried that it wouldn't fit a lot of the tropes of the dog movies that we have, but it very much does. Like, the Jack Russell Terrier is really an integral part of this movie, for sure. And it's a cute dog. That dog's really good. I do think that it backing away from the trap might be one of my all-time favorite dog scenes that we've had in these films. Like, a film with just a dog, because that dog gives such a look to the camera, like, what the fuck is this? It's just really good. Solid.
But that's Ernest Scared Stupid. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You can, of course, check us out on Twitter at Rough Cuts Cast, as well as our Patreon. If you want to support us, it helps us out. We rented this movie today so we could watch it. I also buy equipment. For instance, for Wolf Guy, I bought a really nice new print of Blu-ray for that film. I got a Blu-ray player, and it was totally not worth it. So,
which you can now never show that film to anyone else.
I can never watch that movie again.
The first time that you watch it, it's like, oh, it's really funny because we all discover all the horrible things about this movie at the same time. So that's kind of hilarious. But the next time you show it, now you're the weirdo showing all of your friends the movie that has all this horrible shit in it that you already knew about. And that doesn't work. Because then you're the weird, like, at this time, it's like, oh, it's all of us discovering about the weird incest wife mom at the same time. And then if you show it later, you're the guy that showed all of his friends the wife mom movie for some fucking reason.
What the fuck did you show
Why
us
did
this
you do
for?
this?
You knew about this. Yeah.
Yep. You're totally screwed.
You can, of course, check out clips on TikTok at Rough Cuts Cast. And also, we have an email if you want to send any suggestions or any feedback, roughcutscast@gmail.com. I think that's it.
That's it. It's a good movie to start off Halloween month. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm going to go look up some Miak on Amazon. I mean, it's got to be pretty cheap.
It looks pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to find someone that sells some Miak, and we're going to order some. And I'm going to make something with some Miak. It'll be great.
Oh, Miak is not real. Wait, what?
Oh, no.
But I saw something that I searched up and it said that it was a yogurt thing. Maybe it's because they had it in here?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's yogurt in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're doing it from concentrate plain... What? Huh.
I still think Miak's real because I read it in a book.
They even say in the movie, Ernest never lied to us. There you go.
Yeah.
Ernest would never lie. He's a good boy.
All right. Catch you later, folks.
Don't stick my head in those gears. It's me or you. And I have a family at the doll factory. I'll send him a nice card. You'll never get away with this, Ernest. I know where you live.